Hello everybody, I'm Muhammad Noakid bin Sahani from Polytechnic Muka. Today, I will share the function of transmission line. Okay, for our first topic today is identify the function of insulator in transmission line. Okay, for our first main point is insulator for us in transmission line can be categorized different way. The main function of insulator is adaptedly to insulate the live conductor from the metallic tower at ground potential, but the important thing is that the insulator should be able to carry the load or tension in transmission line. At angle tower or at dead end, the insulator should be able to carry large tensional force. The insulator used for transmission line are mainly of portion. Okay, for the next point is in the coastal area. The climatic condition also influence the selection of material. In the coastal area, salt deposit on the insulator surface. The result in increased leakage current on the insulator surface. Next, similar situation arises where lots of suspended chemical particles are present in the atmosphere. While designing the transmission tower and selecting the conductor, all these factors are taken into account. There are few types of insulator. For first type of insulator is pin type insulator. Second type suspension and third type strain insulator. Okay, for pin type insulator. First point is the name pin came from instruct. Okay, for pin type insulator. First point is the name pin came from constructional design of it. Pin type insulator are used for transmission of lower voltage. Transmission range of pin type is used up to 33 kV. Pin type insulator are secure with steel or lead bolt onto transmission pole. There is a groove on the upper end of the insulator for housing the conductor. These are typically used for strain runner transmission line. We can use the big that become bulky in size and costly. Okay, this is example for pin type insulator. Upper is a groove and the middle is schematic. Okay, this is for second example for suspension insulator. Okay, for our first main point for suspension insulator. These type are used to transmit about 33 kV because 33 kV using of pin type is uneconomical. In suspension type insulator, number of insulator are connected in series to form a string and conductor is suspended at the bottom end of this string, while the other end of the string is secured to the cross arm of the tower. Each insulator of a suspension string is called this. Okay, and the last example today is strand type insulator. Strand type insulator are simply horizontally suspended suspension insulator. When there is a dead end or there is a sharp corner in transmission line, the line has to sustain a great tensile load of conductor or strand. The disc or strand insulator are used in the vertical plane. When the tension in the line is exceedingly high At long river span or two or more thin strings are used in parallel voltage rating almost equal to suspension type.
Next, I will explain the advantages and disadvantages of pin-type and suspension-type insulator. First, the advantages of pin-type insulator. Widely used on high voltage distribution lines, having a better anti-fog performance, easily handled and manufactured, can be mounted as necessary vertically or horizontally. While the disadvantages of pin-type insulator is the voltage rating is only up to 36 kV. Should used with the spineless, the insulator pin may damage the porcelain thread holes and only can be used on distribution line. Okay, this time I will tell about you the advantages of suspension type insulator. The advantages of suspension type insulator is insulator are very economical voltage beyond 33 kV. Each unit or disc of suspension type insulator is designed for low voltage, usually 11 kV. As per requirement of operating voltage, we can add no of these in series. And the suspension type insulator are generally used with steel towers, as the conductors run below the earth cross arm of the tower. Therefore, this arrangement provides partial protection from lightning. The disadvantages of suspension type insulator. First, one of the main disadvantages of suspension insulator string is the average disc of suspension type insulator is costlier than pin and post type insulator. Second, suspension string requires more height of supporting structure than that for pin or post insulator to maintain same ground clearance of electric current conductor. And the last one is the amplitude of free swing of conductors is larger in suspension insulator system. Hence, more spacing between conductors should be provided.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth Ferreira Anakusupa. My matrix number is 20DE14F2001. Now I'm going to talk about my subtopic. Okay, this is my subtopic, types of tests carried out of insulator. There are three types of tests carried out of insulator. For example, performance test, flashover test, and routine test. There are mainly three types of flashover tests performed on an insulator, and these are, for example, power frequency drive flashover test of insulator, power frequency weight flashover test or range test of insulator, and power frequency flashover voltage test of insulator. Okay, next is performance test. There are mainly four types of performance tests. For example, temperature cycle test of insulator, puncture voltage test of insulator, porosity test of insulator, and mechanical strength test of insulator. And lastly is routine test. That's our presentation for our groups. Thank you for watching us. Thank you.